The crew worldwide, from Cali to Twitter, real hardcore fans, boxing ass niggas, consistency cops, police the views, we'll pull up receipts for any debate you choose. Shout outs to Clan Archie for the dope production. Ring Gang stay with the best discussions. Ring Gang Radio.
Sunday night, it's nice to have boxing on Sunday night, where we saw Lamont Peterson versus Sergey Lipinets. Now, I myself, when this fight, I wasn't really impressed with this rollout when I heard this fight. LB though actually was fucking with this fight, and LB was right about this fight because he said this shit might turn into something, and he was right. The goddamn fight was a war. A war I didn't think would even break out. But Lamont was like, fuck it, let me try to get this nigga out of here, man, with Lipinets. And they fought a phone booth type war for about 10 rounds. That shit was brutal as fuck. I've never seen it. It was clean body shots galore. When you see clean body shots, you already know that both niggas will be pissing blood the next day. LB, since you were the one who actually said this fight, would probably be something. What were your thoughts?
I thought it was a good fight. The fight lived up to my expectations, man. Styles make fights. I knew Peterson would come forward. I knew he wasn't going to box like that with Lipinets. I knew Sergey Lipinets was going to come forward. I knew he wasn't going to, be on, on the back foot boxing like that. They both are at their best coming forward. They throw compact clubbing type of punches. They got decent work rates. I knew we were just going to get a good action fight. Like, I didn't know it was going to be on some, like...
Fire.
Yeah, like, for this type of year we've had in boxing, normally this wouldn't be a fight of the year for me. Like, a fight of the year candidate, I'll be honest. Like, me personally, I wouldn't say it's on the same level as Canelo Golovkin rematch, or Jared Hurd and Lara, or Takam and Chisora. I just named 3 fucking good ass fucking fights, real fight of the year.
Right.
This was like maybe a notch below that. But for this type of year of boxing, yeah, you could. It's like number 7, or in reality it would be like number 10 or 12. But for this year, it's like 5 or number 3.
Right, yeah, exactly. And
Lipinets was punching harder than I expected him to as well. If I also like to add that, like, I didn't expect him to be having the power like that. Like, that surprised me. That's the one thing that surprised me the most.
Yeah, because I thought Lamont would actually be part, because Lamont, his power goes up and down because of the testosterone, low testosterone thing, and the pellets or the patch, whoever he has to take. And I thought, he would actually want to put Lipinets away, because Lipinets didn't look all that impressive in his last fight against Eric Monet. Actually, I thought he probably lost that fight too. So it was just like, oh, this is gonna be. That's why I didn't think much of this fight. I was like, this shit is gonna be a breeze, But it didn't turn out to be that way. And Lamont, he was wobbled badly in the 8th round by standing street, and then the 10th round, sometimes it's just, you go to war. Sometimes the tank goes on empty, and most people think that he got hit in the back of the head. He might got cuffed a little bit, but whatever happens, though, Peterson still had 3-4 clean punches before he went down, and Barry Hunter, of course, immediately threw the towel in.
That knockdown was hard, bro. Like,
yeah, it was
a good ending for
that shit was dramatic as fuck too, because Peterson, and
that's what kind of raises the level of the fight too. The way it ended, like you saw it coming, but it was still dramatic. Like, god damn, like, oh shit, like. And then when Peterson got on the mic and just said, with the fans, like, hey man, calling it a day, and like, you really felt that shit. But when this Colts got on there and talked first to like get everybody attention, I'm like, damn, hold on, what about to go on?
No, right?
So it's crazy, because this was the best welterweight fight that we've had in a long time, as far as we're talking action.
Right.
And the hands go, like, I've honestly haven't enjoyed a welterweight fight like this, action-wise, maybe since Broner Vargas. And that was like last year in what, March?
Yeah.
Like, nigga.
I didn't really
like the second string of welters. Like this Lipinets and Peterson, like this was Spence and fucking Garcia leftovers, really. Like
right, exactly. And they went to war. And it was on Sunday night too, and it was on PBC FS1. Now PBC on FS1, it seems like it might take over from, as I told people before, PBC on Spike when it was Spike was the best iteration of PBC, and had the best fights. Like the best fights have actually come out of PBC. The majority of them were from that channel.
Even the website streaming the fucking fights afterwards the same night.
Yeah, easy and great quality too. And they had Tarver on the broadcast and everything. Shout out to Antonio Tarver. Yeah, and FS1, at least FS1 has been where all the good PBC fights. I mean, first it was with Uzkateki and Plant, and then the unexpected, even more unexpectedly, Darrell versus Jildrum. You know, those were fights, and then we get Peterson Lipinets, well, which is a fight of the year candidate. So
Fox can't get it right.
Yeah, Fox can't get Fox. They can't get a dramatic fight. You know, they can't get one.
Thurman Lopez was just better than we expected because we didn't think Thurman would damn near get knocked out. So that almost don't count, really. But that's the only thing Fox got for this year so far.
But this year. I mean, then of course they had the whole Charlo fiasco. You know, but
Charlo, that shit was crazy. I can't believe that shit.
Yeah, I know, but and then of course on that card we had the other Peterson who made his reappearance on a main card after like 9 years. Anthony Peterson. I guess I'll describe my things, what I thought about that fight. I think Anthony Peterson should get out of the game while he can. He honestly didn't show me anything from, because the last time anyone really saw him on a main card, he lost to Brandon Rios. And this is probably Brandon Rios' probably best performance as a boxer. I had Peterson, I thought he was going to win effective running, but he just seemed like he couldn't take Rios' pressure at that time, more of the jab, but couldn't do it.
Put it in perspective, Brandon Rios went on to had a good career afterwards, and his own brother Lamont Peterson went on to have a good career, and it's like Anthony Peterson is still in the same spot in a sense.
Right. And then he blew it against Mendes. He was winning the first half of the fight to me. And then afterwards he got tired, he got on his bike too much or whatever, and he let Mendes back into the fight to the point where it was too close. And that's what the
kept fucking moving.
Yeah, exactly. Stand your ground. Mendes has gotten knocked out before. Stand your ground and punch it out with him. You can't just move around and think the judges are gonna be like, okay, this nigga's doing something, so I'm gonna score for him. And I just think Anthony Pearson just wasted his opportunity to actually try and take his career somewhere. And now after seeing what happened to his brother, I'm just thinking just the wrong 140 fighter, and he can share that same fate.
Yeah.
So I was not. I was not happy with his performance. And thankfully, if it was late, I probably would have fell asleep. But watch that fight. But the Petersons, pretty much I think that time is coming to an end. One's come to an end. The other one probably will come to an end probably within the next couple of years or so.
Did it even really start?
Yeah, well, Lamont had his day in the sun. We all know that.
No, I'm talking about Lamont, of course. All the credit in the world for Lamont, but I'm talking about with Anthony Peterson.
Oh, yeah, no. He was a prospect. He's still a prospect after 9 years. It's terrible. Yeah, he had buzz, but that's all it ended up to be, is buzz.
Yeah, hold on. You talking about Wilder or Anthony Peterson? Never mind.
Anthony Peterson. What do you think I'm talking about Wilder for, nigga?
No, because you always be making the jokes about he a prospect and he took so long to step up. So.
Yeah, I wasn't thinking about no damn
Bruh, it's like, yo, this nigga, he can't stand Wilder so much. It's like you shell shocked. Like you didn't even get the. I'm giving you an alley-oop for the joke.
Yeah.
Oh man, nah.
He tried to set me up for I wasn't thinking about. Wilder. I have Wilder virtual for the other day, man. I just want to shit on the Petersons a little bit,
I know you was pissed at that performance though, but yeah, enough about that, man. I mean, shout outs to Lamont Peterson for having a good career. Thank you for beating Amir Khan in that fight. Just mad respect. Like that was me. That might be your peak performance. I thought Victor Ortiz probably should have won in that fight against you, but you got the draw. I respect that. The Danny Garcia fight, I thought you lost, but that.
I thought you lost by one round, or by 1 point, really, I should say. And that one's just because I thought Lamont was styling on this man too much in the early rounds with the movement. Yeah. I mean, he tried.
Peterson had some good moments.
Was that?
No, I said Peterson had some good moments. And the Kendall Holt, like if I was to say like Peterson at his best, and if I was just to recommend great performances from Lamont Peterson, I would say watch the Lamont Peterson fight with Amir Khan and watch the Lamont Peterson fight with Kendall Holt. Like that's like Lamont Peterson. Like when you do mythical matchups in the future, when niggas be like, all right, so you think what's his name would be the prime Lamont Peterson? Take Lamont Peterson from those two fights. Maybe even the Danny Garcia fight as well. Fuck that. We'll give you that fight too. Even though he ain't with it, but we'll give you that. So, but yeah, great career. Anthony Peterson, I don't know what the fuck was going on with that, but yeah, I hope he do what he do and he be successful, whatever he do.
Just won't be in boxing.
And
then final topic of the night, and this is one that's been going on for like a week now, and for some reason this is like everyone's in the uproar over this. DAZN, as we all know, the streaming platform that made its debut last September, has announced a price change. Now there's gonna be no more $9.99 a month and no more free trial. I think now they've already changed over. So now if you sign up for DAZN, you have two options. Now if you want to do month to month, the price went up from $9.99 to $19.99 or $20 even higher. One of those notes. 1920. I was rounding off.
Yeah, so is this a DAZN or a finesse?
Sounds like a bill to me, nigga.
Or the other option is
Look at phone bill now, nigga. That's it.
Or the other option is, of course, if you want to do paid payoff for the year, you pay $99.99, which if you divide it by 12, you're good at your arithmetic. That works out to be less than what you would pay. Or if people from the old deal, $9.99, it'll be $8.33 a month. So, and obviously, we all know that the reason why for the price increases, DAZN has been going kind of ham with the money that they're handing out to these fighters, specifically, of course, Canelo and the Triple God, Triple G, who, obviously he signed his deal with DAZN either this month or last month, whatever. And you got paid, and then of course you have other fighters on there that they're overpaying, man. You got to pay these fighters. So, it was inevitable. I'm not sweating it. I had signed up for the service, and I was paying my $99 without problem. And then for the people who were doing $9.99, they're grandfathered for another year, so the price change won't take effect for them until March of 2020. LB, your thoughts?
I mean, this is the thing I look at it. Rome is right. That $20 a month do sound like a bill. Like that sound like a bill. Like real talk. But the $99 a year, that don't sound bad when you're getting something that's just tailored for boxing. So now you got to look at it like, okay, is that $100 a year? Is that enough? Like, am I getting my bang? You know, am I getting enough bang for my buck for those $100 for boxing? And I don't know yet, because if you look at how the zone is running things and how they're doing fights, getting a lot of spread out, multiple cards that are on the same level. Like, you're getting a lot of mid-card niggas that are main eventing that 5-10 years ago, they wouldn't be having a fucking main event. They'd be on somebody's undercard, but now it's like the zone is letting everybody be main events now. And they bunching these type of lower level cards. We get them all the time now. And it's like, Andrade, you know, Demetrius Andrade skilled as fuck. He a champion. Yeah, that's cool and all that. But do he really need to main event, you know, fighting a jobber type nigga? Like, I mean, it's different if they said, all right, we're going to give him David Lemieux, or we're going to give him somebody in the top 10, or Murata, or somebody with a good name. Then, okay, fine. But, you know what I mean? When we just doing, you know, career mode fights, and then, you know, okay, you know, 3 weeks later, you're gonna have Tevin Farmer fighting the same type of opponent, type of jobber career mode nigga. And you know the undercard is gonna be a lesser fight than that, so you're getting, so you kind of get the picture I'm setting up. You're getting a month, 4 weekends in a month. You're getting at least 2 fucking weekends with fights like that. Before, we haven't even gotten a fucking mega fight yet. You had the Canelo welcoming party with the career mode jobber, the Rocky Fielding, and that bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
Joshua Povetkin was on the zone, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
That was a good fight. You know, I can't call it a mega fight though. You know, it wasn't no super, you know, no big fight, but that was a good solid fight. That was probably maybe the biggest fight they've had
so far. Yeah.
I mean, the fuck, like, really? Like, I mean, and then now look at the potential undercards. Okay, we got Canelo, Danny Jacobs coming up. Why can't we have Andrade on the undercard of that, or other fucking champion level fighters, Tevin Farmer, or can we have a Night of the Champions? Like, let me get every fucking title fight on this shit. Like, get some marquee names, like stack these cards when y'all giving these events, man. Like, y'all already up the price to pay for all the damn niggas y'all signing up. But then when it's the night of a fucking fight, the stream's struggling like a motherfucker.
See, now I've never had a problem with the stream. Like, at least because I mean I use the zone on
that should be lagging, buffering. Bruh, like, that should be pissing me the fuck off.
I honestly I've never hit one buffering. The only buffering issue I ever had was on the through the website, not the Twitter, because they were airing the Lundy Sparrow fight, and then that was buffering. But when they put the full fight up on regular the zone, and I've had no issues buffering for a fight. Ever.
And then it's like the navigation on the site is like so horrible.
Yeah, it's not. It needs a UX type of experience on there. Some upgrading on that.
So you got that, and then it's like these niggas don't really have the actual concept of on demand. When I look at on demand, I'm like, okay, I pull up on demand. I should see an archive of shit, right? I mean, we on the same picture, right? If I say, all right, man, let me pull up my playlist, and, I got some, my young nigga, my shooter, Rome, go through his list of songs. I listen to them shits, boom, on demand. I hear this fucking songs. So if I want to go to watch some boxing, and I pull up motherfucking damn DAZN, and I say, I want to see some fights here. I gotta scroll down. I gotta hit a picture of Canelo. It's gonna take me to another picture of Oscar, and then I'm gonna go through another picture where it's gonna give me a menu, a fights list out in some type of order, and I'm still looking for the fight that I missed last night now. So I'm like, what the fuck is this? Like, come on, man. Like, yo, make this shit easier, my nigga. Like, what's good? Like, y'all don't have the fights available right after they done. Like, come on, like y'all giving niggas 100 million. Y'all offering Wilder fucking, Suge Knight bail money, like, and y'all can't even set up a website worth a damn.
I mean, my experience with the zone, are different from LB's. Like I said, I mean, the buffering, I don't have any trouble with that. I've never had any trouble with that. It's like usually it's very straightforward. And like I said, doing it through the road, and I've watched it through 3 ways. Like obviously, I'm on my Roku, and then sometimes on my laptop, and then on the phone. All three have worked all seamlessly with no problems. I've never had any buffing issues on that. My thing with the price thing, with the price raise, is, I mean, I've expected it and I have no problem with it. It's just the people that are bitching about the price raise, like the ones that are like really going, are really extra about it. I'm like, if you're not paying for it, why does it concern you that the DAZN is raising the price on their service? It shouldn't. If you're not paying for it, then fuck it. Just keep it moving. But actually, the comments that there are people that are doing way too much on this. I'm like, and then they're like, streaming, big price shouldn't be on the streams. Well, let's put it this way. Evolution is everything. I came from watching fucking fights on Real Player in the 2000s, man. 14-4. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So all it is like for years, everyone, I'm pretty sure you've heard like, you got the link, you got this, you got like to watch this fight. Like even though the shit was being offered on TV, even though you had to pay for it, whether it's a pay-per-view or a premium, but it's all okay. You got that link, you got this link. And some people, people will be illegally streaming and watching the fights. So now Evolution has gone to the point where now there are services that are in place between DAZN and ESPN Plus that are like, hey, streamers fight, you'll pay some money. All of a sudden, like, people are like, what? I have to pay this X amount of money for this? What? Why should I have to do that? And I'm just like, man, it should be on TV. Like I was like, if you have never watched a fight in the stream before, then on a stream before, then okay, then you have an argument. I have never met a hardcore or fair weather casual box fan that has never watched a fight on a stream before. It just doesn't. I just have not seen it. So when I see people doing that and they and they're complaining, I'm like, you're doing too much. Calm your ass down. You know what I'm saying? That's evolution right there. Like I say, I mean,
nothing wrong with the whole streaming format. It just, I feel like these niggas could do a better job of the presentation and just everything. Like the concept is A1. They got the best fighters, the biggest names. They got the infrastructures right there. Just make it better. Like
And then that's the thing, because obviously they've even had it for a year. So it's more or less, if I'm seeing effort in terms of the cards that are at least being offered, like this year, obviously Golden Boy has signed, with the Canelo signing, Golden Boy has, Oscar's going to display the Golden Boy roster on several shows. I know one show is going to be like every Thursday night. It'll be, Golden Boy Prospects will do its thing. And probably the best fights I've seen this year were on the first two Golden Boy cards, especially the first Golden Boy card, on top of that. And it's just like, okay, at least they're doing something different. And then, of course, now we're approaching the stretch starting next month where, obviously you'll get the money's worth of DAZN fights. You got King Sword and his unification with the Daniel Roman Doheny. You got Canelo Jacobs. You got the World Boxing Super Series semis. You got a whole shitload of fights coming up next month.
Actually, May. A minute here though. That's what niggas is saying though. But I mean, like, I feel like the pricing ain't wrong. Everything could work out. It's just that. And you gotta understand, it still hasn't been a full year, but these niggas just gotta tighten certain shit up. That's all I'm saying. Like,
right, yeah, obviously, and that's what I'm gonna be looking forward to. Like, not just the actual product, but the presentation and some of these shows that they're airing, and the matchmaking. I mean, obviously we all know Matchroom Boxing USA. Their cards in 2018, with the exception of one or two, were not the greatest. And then, of course, this year they only had one, and that was the Tevin Farmer card. That card was actually pretty lit, so that's actually a good ass card. But obviously, I would expect, by March 2020 that they should they would at least have their matchmaking in order, the shows they have in order, and they have that.
If you're trying to put on the biggest boxing events, man, because I'm looking at quality over quantity, like. Do we want to see, five okay cards a month, or do we want to see 3 real good cards a month?
Well, that's the thing, though. That's the reason why they say, hey, you want to pay $20 a month? You look at the calendar and say, hey, what fight or fights do I want to see? Because I think a lot of people, they think triple out because they think, because obviously with PBC staying, we're doing free TV, but PBC's holding big reviews that are like $75. So it's just like, if you're getting a pay-per-view level fight for $20, it's still a deal.
Yeah, because if you're doing a one-time fee, like if you're saying fuck it, I'm gonna just pay for this month because y'all got the Canelo fight, and I'm not gonna do a recurring one. You know what I mean? Then fuck it, like that's still a win because if you're getting Canelo Jacobs for $20 and you still getting a month full of fights. And you getting the archives and shit, you know what I mean? So I fucks with that. Like that's good. That's good logic. You know what I mean? I just feel like it's not. You can't even blame all of the DAZN fault. But I feel like they could change the game now. But a lot of fighters, they only box, twice a year. Like of the main fighters, and if there was an entity out there that could really just get the top names to just be boxing at least 3 and 4 times a year, and you kind of set up the cards almost kind of like how the World Boxing Super Series is done. Every card is a damn 2 good fucking main event type of fights that are meaningful in a division. Like that's kind of what I want to see more often, but we don't really get that.
Right.
Look, if somebody took the DAZN's format and said, you know what, I'm gonna implement all the shit that these niggas are saying tonight, and they do their shit all out from the gate, you know how raw that would be?
Yeah.
Think if PBC even just started their launching service, and they had the fights that they was putting on FS1. They had it just on their own streaming service.
Yeah.
And I say FS1 because those are cards that been killing shit.
Right.
So I'm just like, I feel like, all the type of money that they throwing around, like certain shit need to be a little better, but
right.
I can't complain about the price. I don't think it's bad or anything. They still got to show improve. It's been less than a year, so it is what it is.
Right, like I said, I mean, if this is like after like a year and a half or so like that, like I said, if by March, if nothing has really changed, then most likely then I'll be like, okay, I gotta think about how I want to do this, because do I really want to pay, if nothing's changed, do I really want to pay $99.99 for it now, or or do I want to pay the more expensive option of just doing $20 a month? Which obviously paying $20 a month would make it the most expensive out of the 4 streaming services I pay for.
Exactly. Yeah. Look, remember, think about this. HBO went out of business because of HBO boxing pretty much retired itself from the game last year. Mm-hmm. But imagine if you just said, you know what, if a premium channel decided to carry boxing, and you just wanted to pay for the boxing content on that premium channel. You don't care about the movies and none of that shit. So instead of like on your cable bill or whatever, how they like say, okay, you want to add HBO, that's $13 extra on your bill. Mm. And that includes the streaming and all of that shit. If they said, okay, you just want HBO boxing, that's $7 a month. And you able to stream HBO boxing or Showtime boxing, whatever the fuck, and it just and you got their archive of fights and all that shit. Yeah, I think that shit is the future. It just got to be done right.
Yeah, that's ambitious, and obviously there's probably some legalities, with doing that too, that they'd have to actually try to look at before something like that could actually be done.
Yeah, of course. But if someone could do that, if DAZN could do that, then what's to stop anybody else? It's like, you still got more boxers out here. You still got more stars. There's still more niggas out there that want to eat and fight.
Yeah, that's very true. And I think DAZN, I think that's the thing with DAZN. DAZN's actually given some of those fighters life. Like we always tease about Andre being the next Winky Riot or whatever. Or, Tevin before all this was fighting on local Philly cards, or Maurice Hooker was in obscurity, and all 3 of them now are buzzing like anything, buzzing like doorbells, man. So it's like, so it's like, the zone has it. I'm gonna say the zone does have its issues here and there, but it's like with the price raises, like if you're gonna increase the price, obviously, yes, like LB said, you should be able to, fix certain other things. To make it worth your while, not just what it's offering, but how it's being offered, what I'm saying? So it's, but like I said, I paid for it, and luckily for me, I locked in my $9.99 rate, so I'm straight until next March. So I ain't gotta worry about it. I'm gonna watch a Canelo Jacobs for $9.99. And you motherfuckers that didn't do the free trial, well, your ass is out. Obviously, if you don't want to, you can go find an illegal stream alternative, which is the biggest irony ever. It's like,
fucking illegal streams and the stream reposts that niggas be having be better quality than the shit that be on the DAZN website. That's the fucking irony.
I don't know.
I had to watch the Dimitri Bivol fight with Joe Smith on, and I'm like, God damn, man, the DAZN quality horrible on this fight. Had to find a Russian stream, and I'm like, damn, quality HD on point, y'all just get it together, man.
Yeah, like I said, I guess, obviously you probably need like more bandwidth or whatever that it needs to do. Like I said, I have not experienced any of these issues on my end, but different strokes for different folks, you know what I'm saying? So
hey, nigga, my fix is valid. That nigga sound like he a corporate spokesperson. He's like, different strokes for different folks. Yeah, some of the medication will have side effects for some individuals, but we haven't encountered those motherfuckers yet. But don't worry about that. You just keep taking the medicine. Nah, nigga, chill. Hold on.
Like I said, I for a living, man. So it's in my. So I have to make sure that my network in my home is on point. That's the thing. I can't be fucking around with the shit that I do for a living. So I have to make sure my internets and everything, my network is it's on point, blazing fast, no fuck ups or anything like that. So that's why that's probably the reason why I don't have these type of issues so far. Like I figure, like I say, if I do have the issues, it's the damn service, not me. Oh man, but yeah, no, I'm not sweating it. Like I said, PBC. If you not PBC, excuse me, DAZN. Like I said, if you're not paying for it and you have a problem with the price, then you need to get a hold of yourself. Get that, get rid of that agenda, man. Do some push or something. If you're mad, if you want to start mad at something, something that So yeah, so that takes us to the end of our podcast. I didn't even realize how late that shit is, man. But fuck it, sometimes it goes long. I may pay for it in the morning though when I get into the office, but it is what it is, man. So final thoughts, LB?
Oh nah, it was a great episode. Ain't really got shit to say. DAZN, y'all niggas step y'all shit up. Y'all keep coming to ringgangradio.com for the best podcast discussions, hip hop discussions, movies, whatever the fuck, nigga, music, all that shit. We on patreon.com, Ring Gang Radio on Patreon. Y'all holla at us.
Sign up, nigga.
Sign up, get exclusive shit, get exclusive content,
Don't just be a prospect, nigga. Work your way up.
Yeah, exactly. You got all these different tiers, don't be a prospect, don't be a jobber, be a contender. Be something that matters. You could be a contender. Or you could be a champion. You could be a champion too, but the real ones be them damn Hall of Famers though. They the ones that get remembered. Ring Gang, because we got a lot of shit in store for y'all. More videos, more training videos, definitely. The training, the third episode of training, episode 3 coming out soon. That's about it. Our Bars and Boxing Volume 1 out. Ring Gang Radio, y'all check that out. That's still out.
Yes, sir.
Shout out Clanarchy.
Yep. And
shout out Clanarchy.
No doubt. Rome, you got any final thoughts, bruh?
I appreciate y'all, niggas. We had a good time on this podcast.
Nigga, why are you speaking so low, nigga? What's wrong with you?
I said I appreciate y'all, niggas. We had a good podcast. You hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you. I hear whispering and shit like a Yin Yang Twins song.
My fault, nigga. My fault. I'm getting late. But nah, you already know who the fuck it is. It's your boy Rome, Top 5. Y'all be sure to go on ringgangradio.com, nigga. They got everything, nigga.
Nigga find his voice, nigga. What the fuck is wrong with you, nigga? that shit just kicked in, whispering, Next he's about to play some Luther Vandross over this shit, nigga. Damn.
Shit, I might. Shit.
Just the groaning sexy.
And myself.
We got some old school Clanarchy soul food.
We got some old school Clanarchy coming on right now. Get ready. Ring Gang Radio, nigga.
Nigga sound like some them Hey Love commercials, nigga.
Oh man.
Hell no.
Yeah, but it's Patscorpio, the New England representative, man, and I ain't got too much to say because other than like I said, tomorrow morning I get into my office, man, we'll be drinking at least a minimum of 3 cups of coffee or so. But that's all right though, you know what I'm saying? Because whenever we talking, man, we talk about that real talk, like I said, shit's real, we talk about it. I can shout out my boy LB, shout out my boy Rome. It's a good podcast or whatever. And like I say, yeah, man, support that ringgangradio.com. Go to the webpage, podcast. I know some of y'all been loving that. I've been looking at the stats for the podcast, y'all be listening, but y'all ain't following. I don't understand that shit, Our numbers are crazy, but we ain't really being followed. So, if you like our podcast, follow that shit. You know what I'm saying? Podomatic, iTunes, Spotify, Google Play, and then, and probably some more in the near future. So yeah, for myself, LB for Rome. You know, see you on the next Real Talk segment. Peace.
Yeah.